All right, welcome to a great day at the races on CDI. I'll do my best to keep myself muted while the game is talking at us. All right. That's some music right there. Let's do the help first. The overview. We'll do the handicapping.
Anytime you have a question about the disc, click on Help and the cursor will turn into a question mark. Move the question mark over any area of the screen that highlights, click again, and you'll be helped. Click here to learn more about horse racing and handicapping from our experts.
What I plan to do. Welcome, Bob. How you doing? This should be a lot easier than some of the PS2 horse racing games I've seen Coos play.
Hi, I'm Gil Stratton. Welcome to the world of thoroughbred horse racing.
Yeah.
If this is your first visit to our track, click on the How to Use This disc for instructions. If you know your way around and want action, click on Go to the Races. To learn how professionals pick winners, click on Handicapping. Betting on horses is more than a game of chance. While lots of people bet on hunches or horses with the funniest names, professional handicappers analyze every horse's past performance. They evaluate all the factors of a race that influence its outcome. The trouble is, there are so many different factors, it's no wonder they can't agree. Some rely on a horse's current form or class. Others emphasize pace or early speed. You can learn all about these factors in various sections throughout the disc. We've included the racing records called past performances of 550 different horses. The object of the game is to have fun picking winners, utilizing the same handicapping methods at our track as professionals use at the real racetracks. You can learn how to read the daily racing form, how to separate pretenders from contenders, how to interpret past performance charts for every horse in every race. If handicapping sounds too complicated, skip it and go on with your hunches. Or you can let our machine pick horses and bet for you. To get started, pick a name. Use your own or choose from one of our list of racetrack characters. Play alone or compete against friends. See who has the most money at the end of the day. Play one race or a full day's card of 9 different races. Each race has different horses with their own odds, and the results depend on which runners are in the race. We'll start you out with $2,000 in funny money. Don't worry about running out. If you're having an unlucky streak, just ask for more. The folks who run our bank are really generous. We'll keep a running tab, and you can pay it back when you get lucky again. To feel at home around the racetrack, click on Track Lingo for a dictionary of colorful terms supplied by the Daily Racing Form. In the past performance section, you'll get actor Mickey Rooney's hot tips on every horse in every race. We've computed a logical morning line, probable odds for each horse based on the most important handicapping factors, such as speed, jockey, weight, track conditions, class, and so forth. In our game, favorites win about 1 out of 3 races, just like a real racetrack. And to make it even more realistic, we've thrown in a 10% random factor to cover racing luck. You can bet to win, place, or show, or on exactas, quinellas, and trifectas. Learn the strategy of these combinations in the exotic bet section of the disc. Play like an expert. Find out when to bet against the favorite and when to sit one out. Read the story behind every horse, and good luck.
That is amazing. 550 horses in this game. I don't know how many we'll actually see overall because the plan is to do at least one day, and my goal is to take that $2,000 and make a profit on it. So if I have to borrow more from the bank, that means a greater profit I'll have to have at the end of the day in order to meet my personal goal. Because the game doesn't actually keep track in any sort of like credits or winning way. That's this is in depth for people who want to get in depth with it. It's that's very interesting. Okay, let's move on. Listen to how to use, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty self-explanatory, and then we'll go through the handicapping, which I don't know how many videos that is, but we will see.
It's easy to move around our CDI racetrack once you learn a few basics. Use your controller to move the cursor around different areas of the screen. If a screen area highlights when your cursor goes over it, click on the Action button on your controller to activate a presentation or to enter a highlighted area of the track. To stop this or any other presentation, click again on the Action button. This is the racetrack's main screen. From here, you can either go directly to a betting window and watch today's races, or learn more about the fascinating world of thoroughbred horse racing. To get a professional insider's view of all the factors that influence the outcome of a race, or to learn the colorful history and language of horse racing, click on Handicapping. There are over 30 different handicapping topics and presentations on the disc, many of which can help you beat the races. When you're ready to make your bets, click on Go to the Races. For a tour of the track and a general view of this disc, click on Overview. To hear this message again, click on How to Use. For more information about any area of the screen, click on Help. And when the cursor turns into a question mark, move it over any area you want to learn more about and click again.
Okay, so I know that there's 30 different topics in the handicapping area. Hopefully they're relatively short, but I do want to go through them all for basically like comprehensive archiving purposes. A lot of CDI stuff just really isn't on YouTube or wherever else. Not just gameplay, but other stuff. So I want to try to be as thorough as I can. So this part might be kind of boring, but we'll go through it.
They came to England over 200 years ago. 3 magnificent stallions, the Darley Arabian, the Godolphin Arabian, and the Bayali Turk. They're remembered today not for their beauty or for any races they won, but for the breed of horses they started. The thoroughbred, the fastest animal in the world. The years were good to the breed. Their bodies grew stronger and stronger. And through the 17 and 1800s, they ran at faster and faster speeds. Every thoroughbred has a little bit of the Darley, or Godolphin, or Bayali Turk in him.
The first American racetrack was built on Long Island in 1784, when owners rode their own horses, and it was considered disrespectful to gamble on the outcome of a race. Later, slaves and stable boys rode for their owners, and in 1831, thoroughbreds became an official breed, developed for the sole purpose of racing. Munning, Troy, and Stubbs painted the upper crust of the English sporting scene when thoroughbreds raced 4 or 5 times a day over a hilly 4-mile course. In 1892, Edward Muybridge photographed the movements of a galloping horse. By setting up 12 sequential cameras, he photographed their running style, demonstrating that all 4 hoofs left the ground simultaneously. The pictures were made to settle a hotly contested bet. Weighing 1,000 pounds and standing about 64 inches or 16 hands high, today's thoroughbreds are slightly taller and faster than their ancestors, but otherwise they've hardly changed. The Kentucky Derby, which some call the most famous 2 minutes in sports, is practically the same race as when it started in 1875, except the winner, Aristides, received $2,850 for his efforts, while today's winners earn $500,000 plus millions in bankable prestige. With state-regulated pari-mutuel wagering and legalized betting at privately owned racetracks, the sport and spectacle of horse racing have become a gigantic industry. In 1991, more than $11 billion were bet at U.S. racetracks. England's Epsom Derby and Royal Ascot, as well as France's Arc de Triomphe, are international events, attracting royalty and the upper crust from all over. Japan offers the world's highest overall prize money. Each November, 150,000 fans crowd into Tokyo Racetrack to watch the $3 million Japan Cup. $200 million is wagered on that one race at betting stations around the country. In 1992, American horses competed against 22 entries from Europe in the U.S. Breeders' Cup, a gathering of eagles if ever there was one. Prize money for 7 races that day totaled $10 million. Race fans have become more astute in their handicapping methods, but the basic drive to beat the races is still uppermost in everyone's mind.
That guy was amazing.
You can't be a serious handicapper without studying each horse's past performance in the daily racing form, the Racegoer's Bible. Some race trackers think it's a sin not to read the form every day. Bettors nowadays are looking for sophisticated information. They aren't satisfied playing the horses like a lottery. They're reading books by such professional handicappers as James Quinn for insights into the complex game. Most of the factors that influence the outcome of a race can be analyzed and used to advantage by knowledgeable bettors. The racing form is a good place to start. It includes all the data from a horse's recent races called past performances. And while it doesn't pretend to predict winners, how a horse performed in the past is a pretty good guide to how it'll perform in the future. Look at Secretariat's past performance table. We can see he ran in 21 races. Here are the dates and the names of the tracks, track conditions, and distances of those races. Fractional times of previous races are listed, as well as Secretariat's position at the beginning, middle, and end of each race. The table shows that Secretariat was a 3-year-old chestnut at the time of this race. It lists his breeding, trainer, and owner, the name of the jockey, his weight assignment, odds, and previous speed ratings. Here's how Secretariat won the world's coveted Triple Crown, the Kentucky Derby, Preakness, and Belmont. On our disc, you'll find a simplified version of the same kind of data for today's runners. Don't be intimidated. Once you get the knack, it's fun. Here's our jockey's name, weight assignment, the horse's odds, racing position in previous races, and results of those races. Click on Hot Tips for Mickey Rooney's opinion about all the horses in today's races. If only horses could read the racing form, they'd know exactly how they're supposed to run and whether or not to bet on themselves.
So you know we're listening to every single Mickey Rooney tip, right? Like that has to be done. I'm very confused as to why he's involved in this game. But all right.
Superstition runs rampant around the racetrack. Nobody ignores it. You just can't rely on it. Some fans come to the track wearing lucky hats, boots, carrying their lucky mascots, or smoking a lucky cigar. They bet on horses with the cutest names, the longest tail, or on lucky numbers, their age, license plates, or phone number. Lots of folks go to special lucky places to pick their horses, the same place they once went when they won a big bet 10 years ago. If you feel a hunch bet coming on, go with it. Otherwise, you'll never know. One old superstition holds that you should always bet on very light-colored horses. The others think they're seeing a ghost and refuse to pass it.
If this is your first trip to a racetrack, you'll find there's more to the sport than just betting. Hop on the bus for a tour of the stable area, called the backstretch or backside. We'll take a composite trip to Saratoga, Santa Anita, Del Mar, and Hollywood Park, looking at life on the other side of the track. It starts before 5 a.m. We won't wake the horses. They probably aren't sleeping anyway. Weighing over 1,000 pounds, it's uncomfortable for them to sleep lying down more than an hour or two, so they catch a few hours light sleep standing on their feet during the day. Exercise riders gallop and breeze their mounts around the track on a carefully planned conditioning schedule, training for months to get fit and ready for a race that lasts less than 2 minutes. Owners, trainers, and a few serious handicappers get up in the morning to clock their horses working out. Horses are kept in stalls on the backside of a track most of the day. They're given baths, groomed, and treated like $1,000,000, which some of them are worth. Trainers find they get best results treating horses with kindness and respect. Many horses who have demonstrated real or potential ability are individually walked by grooms, but trainers also use mechanical hot walkers, allowing horses to exercise themselves. They're given a chance to stretch their legs every day. Schedules, ranging from slow gallops on the training track to fast workouts on the main oval, depend upon their readiness for a race. You'll see cats, dogs, chickens, even goats around the backstretch. Pets seem to have a calming effect on high-strung horses. You'll see farriers fitting horseshoes, and grooms, trainers, and exercise riders getting ready for a race. In nice weather, early birds start trickling to the track with their picnic baskets, while a few serious handicappers and horse lovers head straight for the paddock for a closer look. Trainers saddle their horses, give instructions, and a leg up to the jockeys. Handicappers observe the behavior and physical condition of horses in the paddock. Stirrups are a jockey's lifeline. On racehorses, unlike pleasure horses, stirrups are located less than a foot from the saddle, and jockeys use them to balance their entire weight on the balls of their feet. Before placing their bets, some players pick up scratch sheets, handicappers' tip sheets, and make a last-minute check in the daily racing form. On our disc, too, you can study past performances before making your bets. The first bugle is the signal for riders to mount up. Depending on the track, it's about 10 minutes before post time. Pomp and ceremony are a reminder of the old English sporting tradition. Check the tote board for final odds changes. At a real racetrack, odds change as the public bets. If you feel so inclined, go to the window and say, $2 to win on number 2, please, or whatever strikes your fancy. Watch the horses enter the starting gate, and they're off. Observe closely the way your horse is running so you'll know his excuse for not winning. Losers will say their horse needed the race or had a bad post position, or the jockey got caught behind a wall of horses. They'll say anything except that they bet on a slow horse. Still, there's nothing like the rush of excitement rooting home a winner, whether for $2 or $2,000. Your horse may make it to the winner's circle, or it's back to the racing form and the loser says, deal.
All right, I can go off mute. Why show that lady eating? Why? Don't forget to get a closer look at your horse while eating your horse burger. Oh my goodness. So you actually used to do horse betting with your dad? That's interesting. I never gambled growing up. Aside from, like board games and crap, but that doesn't really count. We did have a VCR game about horse racing. I think it was called Let's Go to the Races. And that's where Glue Gun from my stream title came from. Glue Gun wins a lot of those races on the VCR game. It all seems so intimidating to me. Like the whole idea of like sports betting in general, doesn't matter what sport. The whole thing just seems like it's too much. I need like easy odds like roulette and blackjack. All right, let's get through these. We got a lot of sections to go through. Let's get through this one now here.
Some people don't like cats, some don't like dogs, but everybody loves horses. Ever since England's Henry VIII founded the Royal Stud in the 16th century, horse racing has been known as the sport of kings. In those days, only the super rich could afford to maintain stables. Today, alongside industrial barons and Middle Eastern sheiks, many smaller investors are getting into the game, forming partnerships and syndications to share expenses and share the fun, too. No one ever said breeding and racing thoroughbreds was a poor man's hobby, but it's never dull. Ownership is a high-risk, high-entertainment enterprise. It costs about $2,000 a month just to keep a horse in training at a major track, and only about 5% of these horses in training pay their own upkeep. A winning horse with exceptional breeding and conformation is worth millions in the breeding barn after retiring. Each year, about 36,000 newborn thoroughbred foals are registered with the Jockey Club, and collectively, their owners will spend $1 billion to support their hobby. There's always that elusive goal of hitting the jackpot, such as John Henry, who won his first race for $1,200 and won $6.5 million before retiring. Or Seattle Slew, purchased for $17,500, 2 years later, syndicated for $12 million. You don't have to be rich to be successful in this game, but you need to be lucky.
Hello, I'm Roland Baugh. I'm a consultant, bloodstock agent in the thoroughbred industry. I advise people on investing in various aspects of bloodstock, whether it's breeding or racing horses. When one's looking to get into the racehorse business, there are several ways to go about it. Claiming a horse, buying a horse privately, or buying a horse at an auction. The prices can vary from a few $1,000s to several $1 million.
Auction sales are held year-round, often with $20 or $30 million changing hands in one night. Bids for young horses are based solely on pedigree and conformation. Unraced yearlings have sold for as much as $13 million, or as little as a few hundred. Predicting how baby horses will turn out a year or two later is often a $1 million gamble. It requires special skill and luck. Buying a horse and acquiring an owner's license entitles you to free admission where your horse is stabled. You'll have freedom to roam around the stable area known as the back stretch or backside. If you go early, around 5 or 6 a.m., you'll see hundreds or even thousands of horses being groomed, trained, prepared for race day. Pick your own colors and design your own racing silks, another Old English tradition. Stable emblems and silks all must be approved by the Jockey Club. Watch your horse exercise on a hot walker or work out on the training track. Trainers decide where and when your horse will run. You can talk to your jockey in the paddock before a race, watch your horse being saddled and sent off to the track. When the gates open, it's up to the horse, the jockey, and racing luck. If your horse proves to be above average, you might even win enough money to cover expenses. But win, lose, or draw, there's no greater vicarious thrill than being photographed in the winner's circle with your proud possession. It's as though you had won the race yourself. Did someone say Triple Crown? Secretariat?
Ever since Homer claimed the goddess Athena fixed a race outside of Troy in ancient Greece, horse racing has taken a bum rap. The public has been intrigued with the idea of fixing races, even though dishonesty hardly exists at modern tracks. State racing commissions supervise all operations, and electronic surveillance makes cheating difficult, if not impossible. Judges are stationed at observation towers, and races are filmed with multiple video cameras from every angle. Jockeys, owners, trainers, and track stewards may call for an inquiry into illegal moves by a jockey or erratic horse behavior that might have altered the outcome of a race. As a result, some horses are disqualified and jockeys suspended for improper behavior. Officials verify the identity of horses, and jockeys' weights are checked before and after each race to make sure they meet their assigned weight. Photo finish pictures are scrutinized before results are declared official. And on race days, horses are isolated to prevent tampering, such as injecting illegal drugs. Blood, urine, and saliva tests are performed routinely after each race. And newborn thoroughbred foals are given painless lip tattoos with Jockey Club registration numbers to prevent switching horses and for identification purposes. To fix a race, all riders would have to conspire to stiff or hold back their mounts so a designated winner could go forward. It's unlikely that jockeys earning up to $500,000 a year would permanently jeopardize their careers for a few dishonest bucks.
Welcome, guy. How you doing? Yeah, wasn't there like a horse cheating scandal like 2 years ago where they were like injecting horses with stuff? Like it's still happening. Definitely still a thing. Horse BBL. And I'm sure there's no such thing as a painless horse tattoo on the lip. Just because the horse can't complain doesn't mean it's not hurt by it. Anyway. So that's the first of these 6 sections. So yeah, this is the boring part. Or maybe the interesting part. We'll find out. Yeah, they said there's 30 total things to go through. So we've just gone through 6. Here's 6 more. Enjoy.
The multi-billion-dollar thoroughbred breeding industry is based on the assumption that winning genes are passed along to the offspring. It frequently works out that way, but not always. A well-bred horse is defined as having many winning ancestors who earn lots of money. Speed and conformation are products of inheritance, handed down genetically. So is the ability to run especially well in the mud or on grass, to excel at long or short distances. That's why handicappers at the track are interested in bloodlines. Breeding is probably the biggest gamble in horse racing. Millions of dollars are bet on the hopes of producing something special from the best qualities of a mare and a stallion. Some breeders go to mating services, similar to our dating services, attempting to match pairs of fillies and colts. They say speed comes from the male line and endurance from the female. But breeding is a dicey game. Some stallions produce better colts than fillies, or vice versa. Or they may skip a generation, not producing much in the first offspring, but really good sires of sires. In 1991, Sheikh Mohammed paid $9 million for half interest in the 2-year-old Arazi. Arazi won the Breeders' Cup, but finished 8th in the Kentucky Derby and retired to stud shortly after. Artificial insemination, which could destroy the economics of the thoroughbred industry, is strictly outlawed. In 1993, one-time breeding rights to the stallion Danzig cost $175,000 without guarantee of a full delivery. Multiply that $175,000 by 40 mares that he covers in a year, and Danzig's annual income as a stallion comes to $7 million. 36,000 baby thoroughbreds are registered with the Jockey Club each year. While there are exceptions like John Henry, a multimillionaire who came from a pedestrian family, the offspring of a well-bred horse often has a good chance of becoming a winner, perhaps even a champion. You gotta have the genes to begin with. Breed the best with the best and forget the rest. That's the golden rule of the stud. All newborn foals are treated like the millionaires they may someday become. Immediately after birth, they start acquiring habits from their mares that may affect their racing styles later on. Competitiveness versus passivity, aggressiveness or docility. Mares are kept pregnant 11 months a year, even while nursing their foals. They're given a month off after delivery, then it's back to the breeding shed. All horses have the same birthday. On January 1st, they become a year older, usually living until about 20 years or more. In the U.S., thoroughbreds mostly start racing at the age of 2, though in Europe they don't rush things. Horses run faster as they mature, peaking at about 5. By the end of the 3rd year, however, most well-bred fillies and colts are routinely retired to the breeding barn, where they can earn lots more than at the track.
Anyway, welcome Zkeeper, welcome BPN. Yeah, so this is the what they call the handicapping area, where you're learning about different aspects of this stuff. We'll get to the betting after. But thankfully I don't have to control the horses. I don't have to like race them myself. So I just have to bet. So it should be a lot easier than something like Gallop Racer on PS2.
Trainers are always looking for new ways to make horses run faster. Some use blinkers held on with racing hoods to reduce a horse's field of vision. It prevents them from being distracted by other horses. As a handicapping factor, wearing blinkers may be significant if workouts improve when worn for the first time. Some horses are afraid of their own shadows, so shadow rolls prevent them from looking down and seeing their shadows. Disregard shadow rolls as a handicapping factor. Sometimes the paddock looks like a fashion show. Trainers use an assortment of gimmicks to keep their horses happy. They use mouth bits, tongue ties, and earmuffs to block out crowd noises. Short bandages on rear legs are called rundowns. They'll prevent horses from scraping their ankles on sandy or hard surfaces and are not a handicapping factor. Protective wraps are used to prevent a horse from kicking himself while walking from the barn to the paddock. They're removed before a race, as are protective cylinder-like stall bandages, which some trainers use for even more protection. Long bandages on the front legs, however, are a red flag for handicappers. They may indicate leg problems or support for weak knees. Beware if a horse seems to be in pain, favoring one leg over the others, or if he appears ouchy or unhappy as he gallops to the starting gate. It's a shame they haven't found a gimmick to implant one of the most important qualities of a great racehorse: courage. It has nothing to do with sexism, but it's a handicapping fact of life that male horses, on average, run 2 lengths faster than females in sprint races, 3 lengths faster in longer races. To compensate for the average male's running superiority, females are given a 5-pound weight reduction when they run against males. There are many marvelous exceptions, of course. In 1988, the filly Winning Colors beat an all-male cast in the Kentucky Derby, and before that, Ruffian was one of the toughest, fastest, biggest-hearted fillies in racing history. She was an undefeated 2-year-old champion in 1975, never had a horse in front of her at any time during her 10-race career. During a 2-horse match race against male Kentucky Derby winner Foolish Pleasure, Ruffian broke down on the track. She ran her last 50 yards on a bleeding stump of her right forefoot and afterwards had to be humanely destroyed. There are actually 6 different age and sex categories recognized in thoroughbred racing. Until 5 years of age, males are called colts and females are fillies. At 5, fillies become mares and colts horses. Castrated males of any age are called geldings, the ultimate equipment change. And males of any age with 1 or 2 undescended testicles are called ridgelings. Geldings and ridgelings run against full males without any handicapping advantage or disadvantage to the better. Sex is a serious handicapping factor around the track.
God, it's like, this is the best female horse in history. She got destroyed. She was physically destroyed after her career. My goodness.
Charging out of the gate, thoroughbreds accelerate up to 40 miles an hour in a second and a half on ankles about the size of an apple. Since racing depends on athletes who are physically fit, their health is monitored constantly. Their feet are trimmed and shod every month, and legs, the most delicate part of their body, are examined continuously, almost obsessively.
Racehorses are naturally competitive. They love to run. They run their hearts out for us, and that's one of the reasons we have to protect them as much as we do. But they are naturally competitive, and when you see a horse like John Henry look another horse in the eye just to get in front of him, it's quite a thrill, really. And that's why we love it so much, and most of us, or many of us here, look at it as a sport rather than a gambling event.
It's a pretty nice life for a horse in training. All horses have good and bad days, and until they learn to communicate with us like Mr. Ed, the only way we can know how they feel is to study their body signals. Handicappers who emphasize body language conduct a visual inspection of each horse's appearance, gait, and behavior in the paddock, and as they walk and gallop to the starting gate. If a horse acts mopey and bored, look for another who is more enthusiastic. Beware of horses that look sore or hurting. Handicappers prefer horses that are lively, curious, ready for action. Heads should be erect, necks arched, toes dancing and ears pricked forward. You're searching for the look of eagles, a spirit that soars. Horses with dappled or shiny coats are carefully groomed and probably healthy. Sweaty coats, on the other hand, could mean that the horse is sick or nervous. You want your horse to be on the muscle, anxious to perform. A forehead with eyes set wide apart may signal intelligence, an arched tail, alertness, anticipation. A constantly swishing tail, however, could be a sign of anger or pain. He might not feel like running today. A ready horse is happy and proud. They say all horses are beautiful. It's just that some are more beautiful than others.
All right, that was something. I'm assuming that in this game, we are not going to have any opportunity to see the horses beforehand. We're probably just going to get the charts and Mickey Rooney's insight, and we'll be done. Oh my goodness, there's a lot. Okay. Let's learn how to bet. Let's learn how.
Horses are known by the company they keep or run against. It's called class. A horse's competitive race level. Of course, horses in higher classes run faster than those in lower classes. Climbing a class ladder means working up to bigger purses, competing against faster horses. For handicappers, class is more important in longer, more expensive races than in cheap claiming races where speed is the big factor. See the sections on claiming and allowance races on this disc. It's a good bet if you spot a horse competing in a lower class today than he has successfully run in the past. Statistically, that horse will win twice his share of races. If a horse moves up a level in class, that's okay from a handicapper standpoint, so long as he's demonstrated his ability in the lower level. Beware of horses moving up after falling on their faces in lower levels. Their trainers may have put them in the wrong race, or overly optimistic owners may be calling the shots. Another definition of class is that elusive quality shared by the great horses of our time. It's a combination of courage, determination, and a strong desire to win. These are the hallmarks of a champion. In 1948 and 49, Citation won 16 consecutive races, a record that still stands. Seattle Slew was the first and only colt to remain undefeated in every race leading up to and including the Triple Crown.
$40,000 are out at Jamaica for this year's Wood Memorial, richest race for 3-year-olds ever run on the New York circuit. A top-heavy favorite is Native Dancer. $1 gets you 10 cents if he wins, and practically everybody here expects him to win. This dress rehearsal for the Kentucky Derby. Alfred Gwynn Vanderbilt's flashy gray coat let Tahitian King set the pace until they round the final turn. And then Eric Guerin calls for full speed ahead. At the top of the stretch, Native Dancer responds to the whip. I hit him just once, Guerin said after the race, and overtakes the pace-setting Tahitian King. Even those rare railbirds who bet against him now view Native Dancer with admiration as he pounds down the stretch, opening the gap with every stride, winning by 4.5 lengths his 11th race in as many starts, adding $87,000 to his fabulous earnings. Yes, sir, at Churchill Downs on Derby Day, the Dancer ought to call the tune.
The gelding John Henry raced for 8 years, earning $6.5 million, more than any horse in history. And the legendary Secretariat, Big Red, 1978 Triple Crown winner, considered by some as the best racehorse there ever was, had 17 wins in his legendary 2-year racing career. Trophies are invariably won by the highest class horses. You can spot class in a horse's eyes, his head, his neck, and sleek, tight body. You can especially see it in low odds reflected at the betting windows. Form is a horse's current fitness level, his readiness to run and win right now, the condition he's in today. Hall of Fame trainer Charlie Whittingham says that horses are like strawberries. They can spoil overnight. If a horse has been in a recent race and didn't tire in the stretch, he's probably in good form. Some horses like to race more frequently, while others need long rests between races. Racing is hard work. A 1,000-pound horse can lose as much as 50 pounds during a 1-mile race. Check on your horse's form. Lots of serious handicappers watch horses work out in the morning. Watch his behavior in the paddock. Make sure he's lively, ready to race. To learn more about understanding your horse, click on the Body Language section of the disc. It isn't easy trying to figure out how a horse feels today. What's he thinking? Is he happy? Is he in the mood to run the race of his life? They say pace makes the race, and it's often true. It has to do with running style as well as running time. The second call in a race is known as the pace call. It's after the start and before the stretch run. The actual distance of the pace call from the start varies with the length of the race. The 8th pole is 1/8 of a mile before the finish line. The 16th pole is 1/16 of a mile before the finish. Most major tracks are 1-mile ovals, and the turf or grass courses are inside the circumference of the dirt course. Frequently, the winner of a race will be the horse that leads, is close to the lead, or is making up ground at the pace call, and still conserves energy for the home stretch. To be a contender, even horses that routinely come from behind should be within 2 or 3 lengths of the leader at the pace call. A horse that starts with early speed but loses its lead by the pace call is almost certain to lose the race. It's a sign he's used up his energy. Horses run faster at the pace call than in the home stretch, even though they seem to be speeding up at the end. They appear to be going faster, heading for home, because the lead horses are tiring and followers can pass them. Pace handicapping is a complex tool. Horses could teach us all a lesson, if only they understood it themselves. Horses with good early speed, that is, those who are leaders or contenders early in the race, win 2.5 times their rightful share of races. This is particularly evident in sprint races, distances shorter than a mile. If your horse fits today's race in form and class, and it's the only speed in the field, that could pay for your child's first year of college. There are 3 exceptions to the early speed rule. First, be wary if the past performance of your horse indicates cheap speed, a genetic tendency that propels him to blow it all at the beginning of a race without saving energy for the end. Secondly, some early speed horses have the habit of breaking out of the gate with the greatest of ease, only to fall back as soon as another horse challenges them for the lead. Check the past performances for this type. And thirdly, if there are 3 early speed horses in the same race, they may just tire each other out, competing for the lead, leaving room for a come-from-behind horse to win the race. One of the best bets of the track is a lone early speed horse that's also the class of the field. You could go to the bank on that one. If you aren't sure about speed, rely on other factors such as class and form, or pass the race. It's always better to not bet and be sorry than to bet and be sorry. On this disc, as in real life, a runner that has routinely been beaten at every fraction is indeed in need of help. Some horses prefer to win a race by just enough, which definitely is good enough. On the other hand, Secretariat won the Belmont Stakes by 31 lengths in 1973, and still managed to shave a couple of seconds off the track record. And Man o' War won the Lawrence Realization Stakes by 100 lengths, at odds of 1 to 100. Winning by a country mile is impressive, but handicappers are more interested in who the horse beat than the length of the victory. Before automatically betting on a horse after a big win, see if he's running against a comparable class of competition. Be sure the big winner wasn't something in a nothing race. The favorite in a race is the horse with the most money bet on it, the one with the lowest odds. They win more than any other category, 1 race out of 3. This means even favorites lose 2 out of 3. Statistically, if you bet on every favorite in every race, in the long run, you'd cash 1 ticket out of 3 and end up losing money. Since payoffs on favorites are low, you'd be about 9% in the red. That may be okay for recreational bettors who like cashing tickets, but you can't make money doing it in our game or at the track. Handicappers look for false favorites, horses they think shouldn't be favorites, and bet against them. They try beating false favorites with horses they think are better, but whose odds are higher. Presumably, these horses have been overlooked by the betting public. For more about this, see the section called Overlays on the disc. If a horse looks like a stick out to you and the price is 2 to 1, you'd be better off winning on a short price horse than losing on a long shot. Don't overlook the obvious. Some people play favorites to win and high odds horses to place or show. Do the opposite if you think the high odds horse can win. Odds on favorites, winners that pay less than even money, say 2 to 5, return almost equal payoffs for win, place, or show, while long shots could pay as much as $50 to win and $6 to show. In the 1920 Stuyvesant Handicap, legendary Man of War went off at odds of 1 to 100. For every dollar bet, players got back $1.05. That's about the profit you'd get from investing in municipal bonds and just as much fun. Still, you couldn't bet against the monster. The point is that he paid practically the same to win as for place and show. On our disc, odds are computed by a formula that takes into account a horse's early speed, beaten lengths, racing record, track conditions, and the jockey standings. It's called our morning line, and the odds never change no matter how much is bet. Although at a real racetrack, pari-mutuel odds are computed according to the amount of money bet. Fans are actually betting against each other. As more money is bet, odds keep changing until the race starts. Look for ways to beat the favorite. Professional racetrackers have learned the hard way that handicapping isn't for little boys in short pants. It's big business. In 1992, 10 million people bet $11 billion at 150 U.S. racetracks. 75 million was bet on the Breeders' Cup alone. Winning money at the track isn't easy, but the hard part is keeping it. That's where money management comes in. Some players increase the size of their bets when they're on a winning streak. Others keep a due column, a fixed amount they try to win every day. When they reach that goal, they quit. Smart handicappers use the unit system, betting the same amount on every race, win, lose, or draw. That way they aren't giving back their hard-earned profits. Never chase or double up after losing. You may end up betting hundreds, even thousands, trying to win back your original stake. All tote boards show payoffs for a $2 bet. If the odds are 2 to 1 and you bet $2, you win $4, plus you get back your original $2 investment for a total of $6. If you bet $5 to win at 2 to 1, you collect $10 plus your original investment, a total of $15. Get it? If you bet a horse to come in second or place, you win the same second place money whether it comes in first or second. And if you bet to come in third or show, you win the same show payoff, whether it comes in first, second, or third. Naturally, betting to win pays more than place, and show pays the least. At a real racetrack, 17 to 22% of every bet is withheld before the odds are calculated to pay for track overhead and profit, purse or prize money, and state and federal taxes. It's called vigorish. That's why at a real racetrack, there are always more losers than winners. You end up winning 17 to 22% less on every winning bet. We don't withhold vigorish on our disc. Remember this rule: bet only as much as you can afford to lose, not as much as you'd like to win. Horses must be smarter than we are. You never see them betting on people. They tell about a racetracker who had such bad luck one day, he threw his last dollar on the ground and walked away, knowing someone would find it and think it was his lucky day. There are 100 ways to lose a race, and they're finding new ones every day. Like stumbling out of the starting gate, getting caught behind a wall of horses, forced wide at the turn, losing a photo finish, winning the race, and then having your jockey disqualified for cutting in front of another horse. You could have the best horse in the race, and he could step on a stone, get hives, or jump his own shadow. Look for horses who have had their share of bad luck one day and play them back next time at more generous odds. Some handicappers recommend not betting when your luck is down. Others recommend betting less but staying with your usual system. In any event, even if you're having a bit of bad luck, the golden rule is never, never, never try to win back your losses by doubling or increasing the size of your normal bet. It's a game of inches at the wire, and luck plays its part. But handicappers whose livelihood depends on betting judgment agree that in the long run, luck evens out. The best horse usually wins.
Sometimes you get hit with the blue shell. Yeah, the best horse usually wins, except for in this disc where they specifically say 1 out of 3 times with a 10% chance on top of that where it won't. Alright, this is why I need the bet strategy. This is where I'm going to make my money.
Win, place, and show bets get down to the basics for professional handicappers. Exotics, such as exactas, trifectas, and quinellas, are adventurous, but win, place, and show are the bread and butter that support the lifestyle of serious gamblers. It's here they can apply the skills of scientific handicapping, relying less on chance and racing luck. A place bet means you collect if your horse comes in first or second. A show bet means your horse can come in first, second, or third. When do you bet to win, place, or show? The fundamentals of picking winners are the same for all bets. A successful handicapper's edge depends on his ability to find a high-odds horse that can win. Very often, a favorite is overbet to win and underbet to place or show. That's your cue to bet him for place or show. Long shots, on the other hand, are too often bet for place and show. If you find one you like, bet it to win. Some players bet large sums of money on show bets, hoping to collect even a small return for their investment. The trouble is that the return is so small on a favorite show bet that one loss can eat up all your profits. Claiming races are the meat and potatoes of each day's card. There are more of them than any other type of race. Any trainer or licensed owner can buy or claim any horse in a claiming race for the price that's the level of that race. In other words, if there's a $12,000 claiming race, all horses in the race can be claimed or bought for $12,000. Claiming prices range from $3,500 to $150,000 depending on the size of the track. If you enter a horse at a price higher than its true value, it probably won't win, and trainers knowing its true value won't claim it. That's a wasted race. No sale, no purse, no cents. If a horse is entered in a claiming race lower than its true value, it might win, but it could be claimed at that price. A claiming race is the free enterprise system at work. Price is always determined by supply and demand. 10 minutes before a claiming race, potential buyers place their name in a sealed box, which is opened immediately after the race. If there's more than one claim for the same horse, numbers are drawn to see who gets it. The new owner is responsible for his purchase as soon as it leaves the starting gate. If it breaks down, he has to pay to have it carted off. If it wins the race, the purse goes to the previous owner. Handicapping claiming races should emphasize speed in a horse's past performance. Look for runners dropping down in claiming price after doing well at a higher level. If a horse wins a claiming race, it's okay if he comes back next time at a slightly higher price, even in an allowance race. For more about this, select allowance races on the disc. Horses entered in cheap claiming races tend to be inconsistent. You never know whose turn it'll be to win. And maiden claiming races represent the bottom of the barrel. Owners are willing to sell these horses for low prices even before they've had a chance to see how they'll turn out. An allowance race doesn't mean you bet your whole allowance on the race. It's a class of race with eligibility conditions and weight assignments based on a horse's past performance, age, and sex. Allowance class horses are generally superior to claiming horses, but not as talented as stakes horses. Horses work their way up the class ladder. After beating maidens, they race against allowance horses that haven't yet won an allowance race. If they win that, they run against horses that haven't won 2 allowance races, and so forth. After that, we say they've run out of conditions, and they have to run against the best horses in a stakes race. Purses increase as horses go up in class, and naturally the competition gets stiffer. It's the Peter principle. You work your way up the ladder of success until you reach the top, then retire. Handicap and stakes races are a gathering of eagles. They're competitions of the best thoroughbreds in the country, sometimes the best in the world. In a handicap race, the official track handicapper assigns weights to each horse based on age, sex, and his personal opinion of their ability. There may be a disparity among contenders of 10 to 15 pounds, and trainers routinely complain that their mounts have been assigned too much weight. Weight assignments are intended to equalize the chances of all horses, so theoretically they'll all cross the finish line at the same time, such as in this rare triple dead heat. Except for invitational races, owners have to pay to enter their horses in a handicap race. Winning owners share this purse plus a considerable contribution by the track. Handicaps and stakes races are beautiful to watch, but you have to be careful to make them profitable. Clear-cut division leaders often race against each other at low odds, although some popular or former champion horses out of form may be overbet. That's a quiet invitation for perceptive handicappers to move in and make a killing. Stakes and handicap horses are the benchmarks of thoroughbred racing. Sit back, watch the beautiful animals perform, and enjoy. Nobody ever accused race trackers of being colorless. Take some of the strange betting systems they've come up with. With the Chinese system, work your way down the program of horse names, each time assigning the next letter of the alphabet to the next horse. When you get to a horse's name that coincides with the same letter of the alphabet, that's your horse. The Holy Ghost system relies on the theory that a jockey who's won 2 races in a day has a good chance of winning his 3rd. The reason is that a jockey feels cocky after winning 2 races, he's on a lucky roll and takes chances. The numbers bet is any combination of numbers: month, day, or year of your birth, telephone or social security numbers, license plates, address, driver's license, any set of numbers that can be assigned to a horse's post position. The winkin', blinkin', and nod system picks the horse that winks at you in the paddock. Some hunch bettors pick the horse with the cutest name or the longest tail. Even professional handicappers make hunch bets. Nothing's more embarrassing than losing a well-thought-out bet while your neighbor collects a huge payoff by closing his eyes and pointing to a name on the program. Besides traditional win, place, and show bets, all tracks nowadays offer a variety of multiple betting gimmicks known as exotics. Some are fair handicapping challenges, while others are like a lottery. We've come a long way since the English sent common rascals to the stocks for wagering on the outcome of a race. Exactas require picking the winner and second-place horses in that exact order. Or you can box 2 or more horses, in which case either one can come in first and the other second. Payoff will be higher, naturally, if the horse with the longer odds comes in first. It's a good bet to box 2 medium-priced horses or long shots that are contenders. But it isn't a good idea to box 2 favorites since the payoff will be low. You can bet an exacta wheel or part wheel, coupling one horse to come in first and all or a few of the others to come in second. Each part of the wheel is a separate bet. A $2 wheel with 4 horses is the same as 4 bets. It costs $8. The payoff is higher if your first choice is a long shot. A quinella is like an exacta box. You win if your horses finish first and second in any order. A quinella costs half as much as an exacta box and naturally pays only half as much as an exacta. A trifecta is also similar to an exacta, except that you must pick the first 3 finishes in that exact order. You can bet it one way, or you can box a trifecta. You win if your 3 horses come in first, second, and third in any order. Boxing 3 horses in a trifecta gives you 6 different possible combinations to win. A $2 box costs $12 since there are 6 different bets. Exotics may be a way of squeezing a decent price from low odds favorites that you think will win. Couple your first choice with horses you like for second and third. If a long shot comes in, you may be surprised at the size of the payoff. Boxes and wheels are high risk, high venture bets. $100-to-1 long shots do win, and then again, some folks think if you flap your arms fast enough, you'll be able to fly. Bragging rights for winning on a long shot certainly beat bragging on a favorite. But are long shots a good investment? According to a study based on 50,000 races during the past 30 years, return on investment of long shots decreases as the odds get higher. According to their true handicapping value, 10-to-1 horses should really be going off at 20-to-1. Their average return is 80 cents in a dollar. If you bet every 20-to-1 horse in every race over the long haul, you'd get back only 80 cents for every dollar bet. Not good odds. Horses going off at 20-to-1 should really be going off at 40-to-1. 100-to-1 horses should be 700-to-1, and so forth. The public likes long shots and usually overbets them, especially toward the end of the day, trying desperately to recoup the losses. But if you handicap a long shot that you really like, just because no one else spotted it, don't be frightened off by its high odds. Bet to win if you think it has a chance to win. If there are 2 equal contenders, bet the one with the highest odds. Long shots are good bets only if they win. Otherwise, it doesn't matter how much they would have paid. You're better off winning on a favorite than losing on a long shot. Favorite players listen. There never was a man alive who paid off a mortgage at 3-to-5. Professional handicappers regard overlays and underlays as the Rosetta Stones of successful betting. At a real racetrack, an overlay is a horse that's been overlooked by the betting public. It's a horse you think has a better chance of winning than its odds indicate. If you think a horse has been overlooked, has high odds and can win, bet on it. Don't be afraid of the obvious. An underlay is a different story. Underlays are horses whose odds are lower than you think they should be. The public has made it a false favorite, and you can bet against it by betting on other horses to win. Just because the odds on a horse are high doesn't automatically make it a good bet. The puppy has to win his race. Otherwise, no matter what the odds, it's a terrible bet.
I'll come off mute for a second. Yeah, we've been going through this handicapping area. We've gone through these first 4 sections. We got 2 more to go, and then we can actually get into the gameplay. Yeah, it seems like a lot of the strategies and information they're giving is if you physically go to a racetrack. It has nothing to do with what happens in this game specifically. It's just giving you, like, this is what you need to do if you want to be a serious horse bettor. Like, I don't think they're going to talk about the field conditions as much. Yeah, not exactly the gameplay, no. Yeah, it shows past performances and stuff like that, but I don't think it shows... I don't think the game's even going to show you, like, what the track condition is. I don't think mud is going to be a factor at all. I mean, it is more interactive than some other games because I have to hit the button more. Alright, let's get into these next 6 areas.
On our disc, all races are run over the same distance, but a real racetrack is different. Horses have a genetic tendency to excel in running long or short distances. Short is less than a mile, called a sprint, and long is a mile or more, a route. Some horses can run a mile, but balk at a mile and a 16th. Distance is measured in furlongs, with 8 furlongs to a mile. We say natural-born routers need that extra real estate to perform their best, while any kind of horse refers to a runner that can go long or short on a fast track or in the mud, on grass or on dirt. There aren't many of those around. If you see a jockey sitting high in the stirrups, pulling on the reins, looking as though he's holding back the horse, he's really trying to rate it, pace it for a big finish. If a horse can rate, that's an important handicapping factor. So go ask him if he can, or if he's going to blow it in the first 50 yards. There's no such thing as just plain old mud around the racetrack. With so much riding on it, there are different kinds of mud, all of them contributing to what we call an off-track. A wet track or an off-track may be labeled muddy, sloppy, heavy, slow, or good, depending on the amount of moisture or gumminess of the surface. What they call a good track isn't good at all. It's a condition that occurs after a rain, when the track surface is drying out, sticky and slower than normal. Heavy and slow track conditions favor front runners, since rearward horses don't like having mud kicked in their faces. Due to hereditary physical differences, particularly the size of their feet, some horses just love to run in the mud. They may even run better than on a fast dry track. Others may be unsure of their footing and slow down. On an off-track day, when horses aren't running true to form, check all the horses' past performances. Bet on a mudder with the best odds. They say some horses are so good they could be ridden by a sack of potatoes. Tell that to a jockey as he comes bursting out of a gate at 40 miles an hour. Racetracker and comedian Tim Conway said he'd never take a job that required him to be followed to work every day by an ambulance. Jockeys are considered to be the most compact athletes in the world. They have to watch their diet, stay close to 110 pounds so they won't be carrying more weight than required by conditions of a race.
Jockeys on the average weigh about 112 pounds, so now we're dealing with a 1,200-pound animal. That's where it becomes very interesting, because at any time, if a horse decides he wants to go a certain direction, he's going to go there, and that's you as a jockey can coax him out of it, maybe in the hands with a little finesse, or just outthinking him by maybe pointing him in that direction and letting him see something.
A jockey can't turn a slow horse into a fast one, but a good jockey can make sure that he and the horse are in the right place at the right time, saving a distance of ground running close to the rail. Good jockeys are more than passengers on a horse. They have clocks in their heads, instinctively knowing how much horse they have left, how much to save for the finish. Some people bet on a jockey instead of the horse, but even leading jockeys only win 1 race out of 4. In other words, they lose 3 out of 4, and so will you if you bet on the jockey instead of the horse. At major tracks, all jockeys are good, though some are better on the grass and some with late running mounts. Some do better with young horses or with fillies, or getting out of the starting gate real fast. Get to know your jockey's styles at the local track. His ability is more critical in turf races or in longer races on dirt when they have time to maneuver or jockey around. Like all athletes, jocks can have slumps. After winning an Eclipse Award, champion rider Steve Cawthon went 110 consecutive races without a win. A good jockey angle is to look for a trainer replacing a mediocre rider with a leading one. It could mean the trainer thinks his horse is ready for a win. Jockeys get paid about $100 for riding in a race, plus 10% of the purse if they win. In a big stakes race, that could amount to $50,000 or more, though jockeys average only about $26,000 a year, lots less than most professional athletes. They pay their agents 25% of this fee, presumably for picking horses with the best chance of winning. Success breeds success, and leading jockeys are always given the best mounts. You can tell a winning jockey by the size of his smile. You'll never find a happy loser around the track. Anytime you want an argument around the racetrack, raise the subject of weight. There are those who claim extra pounds could stop a freight train. Others disregard weight entirely. Weight assignments in a race don't refer to the weight of a horse. It's the weight a horse carries, the jockey and his tack, his boots, helmet, and 3-pound saddle. Minimum weight conditions are established for every race. If the jockey and his tack weigh less than those conditions, lead blocks are added to the horse's saddle pouch to make up the difference. They're called dead weights. The object is to neutralize the advantage older horses have over younger ones, colts over fillies, experienced jockeys over apprentices, and winning horses over non-winners. The idea is to burden better horses with heavier weights so that theoretically, at least, all horses cross the finish line at the same time. So much for theory. In real life, the strongest contender in a race has always been assigned the highest weight. That's why they're given the extra impost. But high-weighted Secretariat was never held back from winning and setting new track records every time he raced. The weight debate questions the effect of a few pounds of lead on a 1,000-pound animal. Handicappers have debated this ever since weights were introduced 300 years ago. Some horses don't mind carrying high weights. Check to see if yours does. Read the past performances. See how he made out carrying high weights in previous races. And count your blessings. If he's run well in the past with a heavy load, ignore today's high impost. Trainers can't turn bad horses into good ones, but good horses can be turned into bad ones if a trainer doesn't know what he's doing. Owners give their best horses to the best trainers, so you'd think that would be a good betting angle. Although handicappers make it a point to follow the hot trainers, even the most successful stables rarely win more than 1 race out of 5. That means losing 4 out of 5 bets if you only follow the trainers.
Well, you have to put a lot of foundation under a horse to get them fit and get them hard. They got to get their muscle tone built up. They're just like a human runner. You got to give them plenty of distance, plenty of air in them, but you can't go so fast with them that you sore them up in their knees and ankles. So my horses, I jog them a day, gallop them a mile, gallop them 2 miles the next day, like the 3rd day, gallop them a mile, maybe jog them a couple miles and gallop them 2, and then I'll breeze them. And what I call by breezing is letting them run a little bit. I do not go fast with mine. I would rather go farther and slower and keep their legs under them and held together better than setting away.
Trainers seldom race their stakes horses more than 8 or 10 times a year, while cheaper claiming horses may run every week or 2. Trainers have special skills. Some work best with young horses, some with claimers, others with first-time starters. Successful trainers try to enter horses in races they think their horses can win, and the incentive is 10% of the purse, or prize money. It could mean as much as $50,000 for a big race. Not bad for 2 minutes' work and a year or 2 of training. Track bias has nothing to do with prejudice. As a result of weather conditions, a track may give an advantage or disadvantage to a horse's running style or post position. Rain, heat, humidity, or excessive wind may affect how a track's surface favors or hinders normal performance. A soft, wet, or mushy track may tire front runners, making it easier for horses to come from behind. And a track that's soft near the rail gives an advantage to outside horses who are running on a harder surface. To spot track bias, look for a trend of disproportionate winners among front runners or among horses running on the rail. Tractors harrow the track surface as often as 18 times a day, softening and leveling it to equalize post positions. Morning workouts sometimes offer a preview of track conditions, and trainers have been known to walk over a track surface to evaluate its bias. During variable weather patterns, it isn't unusual for track bias to change in the course of a day from good to muddy or to sloppy. If horses are winning when they otherwise shouldn't figure to win, track bias may be responsible for the reversal. On the other hand, track bias is often an excuse for unsuccessful handicapping. It's the same old story. Losers blame the racing strip while winners sing its praise. Nobody ever seems to bet on a slow horse.
Hopefully this is the last section, but like it still didn't really give me all of the information. Right? Because there's like 2 numbers on each of those things, and it doesn't explain what the second number is.
Acey-deucey, uneven stirrups, left stirrup lower than the right, and aid in cornering. Across the board, 3 bets to win, place, and show. All out, when a horse tries his very best. Also ran, a horse that doesn't finish first, second, or third. Apprentice allowance, weight concession to a new jockey. Baby race, a race limited to 2-year-olds. Backside, the stable area. Backstretch, far side of the track away from the grandstand, also the stable area. Bad actor, a horse that's difficult to control. Bay, a tan or dark brown horse with black mane and tail. Bearing in or out, horse not running a straight path, may be due to tiredness or infirmity. Bill Daly, a horse that's in the lead and stays there until the end.
That's a weird term.
Blanket finish, 2 or more horses finishing so close together they could be covered by a blanket. Blinkers, eye cups that block side and rear vision, prevents a horse from being distracted by other horses or the grandstand. Blood horse, technical name for a thoroughbred. Bloodstock agent, commissioned expert who helps buyers select horses. They know how much horses are worth in the market. Bottom line, thoroughbreds breeding on the female side. Boxing, exacta or trifecta bet that simultaneously reverses preferences. Bridge jumper, a bettor who makes large bets on odds-on favorites. Broodmare, a female thoroughbred used for breeding. Bug boy, apprentice jockey allowed weight allowance to encourage trainers to use them. Call, running position of horses at various points of the race. First call is soon after the start. Stretch call is last straight run before the finish. Chalk, the betting favorite, lowest odds in a race. A chalk day is when mostly favorites are winning. Chestnut, light tan to dark brown horse color, with a light colored, never a black tail. Claiming race, all horses can be purchased for claiming price of the race. Closer, a horse with fast final fractions, runs best in latter part of the race. Conditions, race and age requirements of a race. Daisy cutter, a horse that excels running on grass. Ding dong, horse that races on the lead or close to it. Dropping in class, horse in a claiming race at a price lower than last time. Exacta, a bet that picks first 2 finishers exactly in that order. Farrier, horseshoer. Foal, a newborn thoroughbred until weaned. Furlong, an eighth of a mile, sometimes called a panel. Groom, an employee hired by the trainer to take care of a horse in the stable. Hand, used as a measure of the height of a horse. 1 hand equals 4 inches.
Why?
Handicap race, race with weights assigned according to racing record. Hat trick, winning 3 races in a row. Hawkins Hoss, a horse in excellent condition. Hung, a horse that's lost its drive near the end of a race.
Ding dong can't be hung.
In the money, placing first, second, or third in a race. Inquiry, officials review a race to check for possible infractions of the rules. Irons, stirrups.
I like how the cursor trots.
Juvenile, a 2-year-old horse. Lick, a horse with early speed. Live horse, ready to perform.
Also has not been destroyed yet.
Long shot, a horse at high odds. Maiden, a horse that has not yet won a race. Money Rider, a jockey who excels in expensive races. Monkey on a Stick, a jockey who rides with especially short stirrups. Morning Glory, a horse that does well in morning workouts but not in races. Morning Line, estimated odds by track handicapper of what he thinks the odds will be. Mudder, a horse who does well on a muddy track. Mudlark, a superior mudder. Nearside, left side of a horse, side on which he's mounted. Odds on, a horse at less than even money such as 4 to 5. Off track, other than normal such as muddy or icy. On the bit, a horse that's eager to run. On the board, finishing among the first 4 places. On the nose, betting to win only.
Why that picture?
Ouchie, a sore horse.
Yep.
Overlay, a horse that's been overlooked by the betting public, hence the odds are higher than the morning line. Paddock, where horses are saddled and jockeys mount up before a race. Past performances, a horse's racing record and all pertinent data about the horse such as owner, trainer, breeding, and previous jockeys. Patrol judges, officials who observe progress of a race from various outposts along the track. Photo finish, results so close you have to see photographs to determine correct order of finish. Pole, distance designation from the finish line. Quarter pole is always red and white, a quarter of a mile from the finish line. Eighth pole is green and white, an eighth of a mile from the finish line. 16th pole is black and white. Pool, total sum bet on a race. Post parade, horses walking to starting gate past the grandstand. Post position, numbered position of stall where horse starts the race. Post time, time of day the race is scheduled to begin. Quinella, a bet for 2 horses to come in first and second in either order. Rank, a horse that isn't running properly, may be nervous or sore. Rated, when a jockey tries to hold back a horse to conserve energy for the end of a race. Recency, recent activity or a recent race.
Is that really track lingo?
Route, a race of a mile or longer. Saver, a bet to back up another bet in the same race. Scratch, when a horse is withdrawn from a race, also money. Second call, position of the horse after early call and before the stretch call. Shadow roll, a cloth or sheepskin band across the horse's nose to prevent it from seeing shadows on the ground and jumping over them. Sophomore, a 3-year-old horse. Split the field, when a horse has beaten half the horses in a race. Sprint, race shorter than a mile. Stakes race, owner has to pay a fee to run his horse, and track adds to this. Some stake races may be by invitation only and not require a fee. Stay loose and bet a deuce. When a race is too difficult to handicap, make a token wager or don't bet at all.
Looks like she's betting a deuce.
Stayer, a horse that can race long distances. Stocking, white-colored legs below the knee. Straight as a string, a description of a horse running at top speed. Stretch, final portion of the racetrack approaching the finish line. Stretch runner, a horse that finishes fast, usually after coming from behind. Stud, a male horse used for breeding, also called a stallion.
Too complicated. I mean, how could you ever expect to understand such terms as recency? I mean, unless you're a track person, you can't understand these concepts.
Swayback, horse with a dipped backbone. Tack, a rider's racing equipment including whip, helmet, boots, and saddle. Tag, a claim in a claiming race. Top line, thoroughbreds breeding on sire's side. Tote board or totalizator board, a machine that sells and records betting tickets, figures out payoffs, and shows odds. Trifecta, bet that chooses first 3 finishers in exact order. Underlay, overbet to odds lower than the morning line, usually not a good betting proposition. Used, when a horse is urged to run too fast early in a race. Washi, perspiring before a race, usually due to nervousness, also called wet. Wheeling, exotic bet with one horse picked to come in first and a choice of several to come in second. Wide, when a horse runs far from the rail and has to cover more ground. Wire to wire, in first place from start to finish. Wraps, cloth binding on the lower legs, may be for protection from weakness or to prevent scraping with front hoofs.
And there we go. So it only took an hour and 24 minutes to get through that entire section, plus the overview and the how to use. Now we can actually play the game. I have no idea anymore. Oh my goodness. All right, shall we go to the races? Let's see how this actually ends up happening. Yeah, backgammon should be fun. I do enjoy a good game of backgammon. There's like 3 difficulty levels, so I'm planning on going through all 3 because they have their own individual characters. It's like animated opponents, so that should be fun. This hopefully, like, this has the potential to be short. We're going through a full day, which is 9 races. Oh yeah, first we have to pick our player name. We gotta pick a nickname for ourselves here. Artful Dodger. Oh no, I don't want to do that. Okay. Betta Bundle, Big Al, Big Bucks, Blondie, Bookie by George. Con Man. Dazzle Annie. Dimples. Dr. Feelgood, ex-New Yorker. That's a weirdly specific one. Go with Joe. Green Sheet, Hambone. Handicapper, Happy Phil, Hard Boot. Hip Hop Man. Hot Dog. Jill Baby. Macho. Magic Mick. And Midwest Kid. Peter Pickham. Rocky Mountain Kid. Slippery Joe. Sneaky Pete. Supergirl. Sure Thing. Svelte. Tips. Windy City. Wonder Boy, Yankee. This is a wonderful amount of choices, but the one that kind of, where was it? I think Hambone is kind of speaking to me a little bit. You could type your own name, but I'm not going to do that. All right, we saw too many sandwiches. I have to pick Hambone. There we go. Here's all of our races for the day. Yeah, we're doing all races. I don't know how this works exactly. All right, first race. Okay, so it does say the track condition. We got muddy. Versus 26,000. I don't care. Oh, I saw Cal is gonna be the favorite. If we click on the horse, then we get, yeah, all the different stuff. Okay. Okay, I really don't know what the first and second number is. I think the bigger number on the left is what position they were in, and then the smaller number is, I don't know, how many lengths behind the leader or something, or in front of. All right, Mickey Rooney, what's your hot tip?
This one merits consideration at a price, but please don't splurge.
Oh my god. How to read. We're gonna be taught phonics.
Past performance is the racing record of a horse, a profile of its running style.
Yeah.
Here's how to read the past performances of horses entered in this race.
This is what I needed the whole time.
This is the class, or level of competition the horse is running against today. Here's the jockey. A mark in front of his name means he's one of the leading jockeys. Find out more about jockeys in the handicapping section of the disc. This is the total weight the horse has been assigned to carry today, including the jockey and his saddle, according to conditions of the race. Remember, in estimating payoffs, a win bet pays the amount to the left for every amount to the right that's bet. If a horse is 3-1, you get $3 back for every dollar bet, plus your original investment.
Mhm.
If you bet $2 on a horse whose odds are 5-2, you get back $5, plus your original $2 investment, a total of $7, if your horse wins. If a horse has a mud mark in front of its name, it means the horse has run well in the mud. It's a good sign if the track is muddy today,
That's
and
helpful.
our handicappers take that into account, computing the odds. This is the horse's past performance for its last 3 races. It's an indication of how it may run today. The dates of previous races are shown at the left, working back from today's date. Here's the class, or level of competition, of the last 3 races in which the horse competed. The number indicates the horse's position in the race 1/4 of the way through, halfway through, 3/4, and at the finish of the race. If the horse is leading, the superscript number shows how many horse lengths it was ahead of the second place horse. If a horse was trailing, the superscript shows how many horse lengths it was behind the leader. 1 horse length is equal to 1/5 of a second. An N in the superscript indicates a nose, a matter of inches, and an H stands for head, anywhere from 12 to 36 inches.
Okay.
Odds are listed for each of a horse's past races. Click on Hot Tip if you want to hear actor Mickey Rooney's analysis of every horse in the race. To learn more about class, mud, jockeys, trainers, and other factors, go to the handicapping section of the disc
No, we
and look
did
up
that. It
Bet
didn't help.
Basics, Factors, and
It
Strategies.
didn't help at all.
If you want to make a bet now, click on Make a Bet. For information on other horses in the race, click on the horse's name and the next horse's past performance will appear.
Oh, that's helpful.
For more information on this screen, click on Help.
At least I don't have to go through every single one. I have no idea what Mickey Rooney's doing here, but he gives a tip on every single horse. Alright, so I saw Cal doesn't have the muddy emblazoned on him. What about Blaze himself? Also not.
Heads up the long shot department. No, not with my hard-earned money, you don't.
The freaking musicals thing was longer than his tip. Those are... What the hell are they thinking with this? Okay. Soul food.
Good for at least a minor award, promising exacta and trifecta partner.
I'm honestly just flabbergasted by this whole thing. Snoozing. Snoozing did all right. Oh, 6-5 odds. That is like the actual favorite.
This one's a nice filly and can probably hang on for a piece of the prize.
Ah, this one's good in the mud. The track is muddy. I don't get to know how shiny the horse is, but look at this. I mean, kind of sucks, but I mean, 21 odds.
Not much hope, but a whopping payoff if she's learned the ropes. Big odds last time, but big odds only count if you win.
I don't know how much I can do Mickey Rooney tips besides this race. All right, that's all of them. Okay. It's just a 5-horse race overall. Make a bet. What kind of bet should I make? Wait, if I do win, play, show. It's just any order? Oh no, I don't want a quick pick. Go back to this one. Okay. I can do the... I'm gonna do exactas. Let's see here. I'll do the boxing. About that. Now, how do I have $2,000 to work with. I just need to make more. I need to end the day with more than $2,000. We'll go big. Actually, I don't want to go that big. How do I go less? Okay. There we go. $100. Accept the bet. Here we go. Yeah, I don't trust this game at all. Is the audio too loud now?
I'm Trevor Denman. Welcome to the races. We have a field of 5 runners going in today's first race. They're starting to load in the gate right now. In fact, the flag is up. Let's go and see what happens.
Oh, where they go. 2 is off very slowly. 3 in the orange is going to the lead on the grandstand side. The 5, then 1, 4, and 2 has now come bounding through to join them. In the orange, number 3 is pushed along for the lead. On the extreme outside, we have number 5. 2 has come through to be third. 1 and 4 are lagging behind. 5 is just in front with 3. These 2
I had 3 and 5, right?
now. 5 on the outside. 3 is catching
Uh-oh.
him stride for
Here comes
stride.
Cal.
1 and 2 coming late. We're going to have a tight one. 3, 2, 1 at the rail. Here's the wire in the orange. Number 3 won it from 2.
The
and 4
modder.
over the late run to get third.
The modder didn't do it.
You know, on June 6th, 6th day of the month, 6th month of the year, a horse number 6 in the 6th race of the day was named, guess what, Route 66. My friend bet $65,000 on the horse. You're right, wouldn't you know? The horse ran 6th.
Thanks, Mickey. I won nothing. Okay, so like in the exacta, they do both have to. All right, so I probably shouldn't do it that way. That's fine. I'm still doing all right. Next race. I can just make it up on the next one. It's easy. All right. Still muddy. Mr. Film. I like that. 2-to-1 odds. He's a mudder.
No barn burner likes to bring up the middle division. Hasn't led in a long, long time.
I have no idea what the hell he's talking about. This shit doesn't make sense. Okay. But he's like never come close to winning. Ever. This is wild. Another one. $50,000 claim. What the hell are you guys doing over here? Longest tail. That's probably a good bet, but it's 2-to-1 or 3-to-1. Okay. And also not a mutter, right? Bust. He's pretty good. You name it. 12K claim. Really falling down. Shrimsky. Oh, Shrimsky. All right. No exacta. No trifecta. How do you do a quick pick?
Each bet type can be chosen only once by the same player.
Oh, well, I don't want that. Okay, so if I okay.
This is the Win, Place, and Show betting window. Click on How to Bet for detailed instruction on how to place a bet here. For an explanation of other screen areas, move the question mark over that screen area and click again.
So I could just box them here, and then I'd be okay if I wanted to, I think.
This area shows the betting window currently displayed. Click here to go to another betting window.
It's like if I say longest tail to win. Do like any of those. Oh no, I think it was like if it places show, like if it gets first, second, or third, and you put it to show, then you win all of them, but only at the show payout odds. I think that's what it was. There we go. I'm guaranteed to win something, right? I have no idea what I'm doing. All the tutorials were useless to me.
Almost set for our next race already. The 5 horses starting to load.
We just don't
Let's go
want
down the
one
starting
to
gate and see who
get
comes
first,
out on
second, or
top
third.
here.
And away they go. 1 and 5 are off a little slow. 4 bounced away well. Now
If we ever come back to this game, I could like put like chat users in as extra users with your own $2,000, and we could like, you know, do like community betting. That could be fun.
5 on the outside and 1 waiting for a late run at the rail. Now number 4 comes to tackle 2 and 4 puts his head in front. 3 is between.
I wonder how randomized this is. Oh, Mr. Film, don't you dare.
3 just in front from 4 down at the rail in the green. 1 flying. It's a photo finish. Ladies and gentlemen, please hold all tickets. The judges have called for a photo finish to decide the winner. After examining the photo, the judges have declared the winner number 3, second number 4, and third number 1.
Yay. Maybe. Probably not.
My friend Groucho Marx once said to me, there's a sure way to double your money at the track. I said, what's that? He said, fold it in half and put it back in your pocket.
Oh, Mickey. Look at that. I got $215. See, I'm only down to 85. We're close. Did you get it exactly right? Someone paid attention to tutorials. All right, another muddy track still. I guess maybe it's just because it's the same day and same track, right? Roz is late. Awesome. Cute. Snail. Shrimp. I don't like these horse names. 7 to 5. Done pretty well. Oh, awesome. I think I might, well, not doing so hot in those. Yeah, no. You could be good. Finished in third, but it is a mutter. Snail seems like a no. Shrimp. Okay. We'll do the same type of thing here. It was cute, right? That's who I wanted? Yeah. Okay. Bute's gonna win. Oh wait, should I do? Yeah, that's fine. And we'll say shrimp to show. Somewhere around there. I don't know. At least like the betting side goes fast, so like even if I mess up this day.
The 4-horse a little fractious to load, but I believe
I can just kind of play around with extra days and just
let's go to the action.
Get this done quickly, I hope. I just need one big one to go my way.
And away they go. Breaking Best was number 1 going to the lead. 3 is showing good speed. 2 pushed along between them. Number 4 now making up good ground. 5 just didn't fire at all today. Dropped out last. Number 4 is sent for an early run. Takes the lead early, but can he hang on late? Number 2 comes to pressure him. Then the 3, number 1 starting to unwind. A powerful run down at the rail. 4 is getting weary. 3 takes the lead. On the outside, here comes number 5. And just look at the rail. Number 1 is exploding through down there. And number 1 perfectly timed. Gonna get up to beat number 3. Number 5 finish third.
Is it a total finish? Or is it 1?
It's a long, long, quiet, very quiet walk home when you lose the whole bundle.
Hey! I would have won more if 3 would have won. I'm making my way back over. Third of the way through the day. I'm only down 150 bucks. Right, it's a muddy day at the course, at the whatever track. Momentum. Momentum might not be a bad pick at 10 to 1. Last 50K claim was in second by a nose. That could be a good one. All right, Momentum is probably the one. 1 to 1 odds. You're kidding me. Guess it wins a bunch. 100K allowance, so that's dropping down. I don't trust it. In the chips, also not doing so hot. If I pick on the date, no, I can't. Like I can't see the track conditions if I look at the past performances. And then Golden Gate seems pretty good. Okay. Momentum for sure. Golden Gate, we're doing that. Big bet. It's happening. Momentum's got the momentum.
Well, have you been doing so far? A couple of favorites, couple of long shots. I wonder what's going to happen in this one. The 5-horse just about loaded. Let's go to the start.
And away they go. 2 and 5 came away very smartly. 4 and 3 are right there. 1 down at the rail. The 5 runners almost in a line early on. 3 now goes up to get the lead, but 1 kicks through on the inside, and now 1 is the new leader as they come towards the wire. 4 is right there. 3 and 5. 2 is still far back. 1 down at the rail in front from 3. 5 on the outside. Then the 4. 1, 3, 5.
No, don't you dare, Fat City.
Suddenly coming between horses, and number 2 just took off.
No way.
2 goes right on by to get up and win it from the 5. 1 tired to third.
No way.
You know what horse racing is? It's the old game of shoulda, coulda, woulda. I should have bet. I could have won a bundle. I would have come home rich. Well, you know what I mean.
I mean, I still got some money because I did put second and third bets on both of those. I think I'm down though. Yeah. I lost more than I bet. You went fully all in? I thought for sure Momentum had the win. Grumpy. That sounds like my kind of horse. Grumpy has a good jockey. Didn't do so good on the last 100K allowance though. Big deal. Trying to move up the ranks. 1-to-1 odds? Why even bother? White Sox. Sucked on the last 100K. Green height. 1 odds. First time coming up here and didn't do super well. Blank check. Blank check has some good options. Good jockey. It's a mutter. 100K has been first before. Did pretty well these first couple times here. All right, something in blank check. Grumpy looked good, but no. Blank check and Gazoon height. I'm going for. Gonna even it out the way I did before, but
You need more money to make this bet.
I'm trying to
Either reduce the size of your bet, or click on more money, or remove a bet by clicking on it.
I'm trying to reduce it.
You need more money to make this bet. Either reduce the size of your bet, or click on more money, or remove a bet by clicking on it.
Remove a bet by clicking. Okay, hold on. How do I get this lower? 2 button? Okay, okay. It was the second action button reduces it. I thought I had to cycle around.
Let's continue with our next
I mean,
race.
in this
The
game, you can just
horses
ask the
are
bank for more
slowly
money
getting
and they'll
in,
give you
but
another
he's
2
just about
grand.
set to
So
go now. Let's see what happens in this one.
you literally can't lose.
And away they go. The 2 broke well, so did the 4. 5 on the outside. The early pace is very fast. Then the 3. 1 down at the rail last early. Number 4 showing speed. Number 1 making up a lot of ground down at the rail. 5 on the grandstand side. Then 4. Number 2 is starting to unwind around 2. 4 is hanging on tenaciously, but now the 2 comes to take him on. Goes on by number
Come on,
3
blank
between
check.
horses. 2 and 4. 4 coming back on the
There you
outside.
go.
Number 1 with a late run.
There you
4
go.
on the outside. 1 at the rail. 2 between them. Here's the 5. Number 2 won it from 1 and 5. Flew late to get there.
I think I lost all my bets.
Never, friends. Never say anything bad about a horse until he's been dead for at least 5 years.
Well, never say anything bad about a horse until it's dead for 5 years? All right. We can still do this. We got 4 more races to go. I can make it back. 6 to 5 odds. Dr. Jekyll? Maybe Dr. Jekyll? It's a long shot, but I like my long shots. Maybe for second, third. Cheeseburger. Hasn't done the 32K. Sucked on all the 26 ones. Just My Luck is virtually even odds, but comes in second virtually all the time. So, no. Legs. No way Legs is winning. I want to bet on Legs, though. Alright, so Dr. Jekyll is my 2-3. Guess I'll probably do Just My Luck for the 1 and 2s. And then maybe I'll do a separate bet for Legs. I like my 1 and 2. That'll be my main bet right there. And then we will do a I guess it doesn't matter, right? Like I just do that. I'm only gonna do $50 on that.
The 4-horse a little fractious to load, but I believe they have him in the gate right now. The 5 is going in. Let's go to the action.
The action.
And away they go. Number 3 came out fast and head straight to the lead. Number 2 showing good speed at the rail. 5 is there on the grandstand side, then back to 4. Number 1 off a little slowly, now starting to run down at the rail.
Legs are gonna
Into the
peter
final
out.
eighth of a mile now. Number 5 has gone clear on the outside, and 5 is clear, but 4 is coming flying.
That was
and
just
number
my
1
luck.
going late down at the rail. 5 hanging on tenaciously. 4
Come on,
catching
5.
him slowly, and number 1 is exploding through
Dr.
at the
Jekyll
rail.
didn't do nearly as good as I thought.
1 takes off late, gets up to win it. Number 3 came on to get second, and 4 closer.
Yeah, I suck at this game. I really
Friends,
suck
if
at
you
this
had any
game.
one of these horses, tell the folks Mickey Rooney sent you.
I don't want Mickey Rooney to say. Well, welcome on in. Thank you very much for the raid, Arcade Monthly. How are you doing? Hi, Iceman. Hi, how do can. Welcome, Junkyard Dave. How are you? We're horse racing. I've been at this for 2 hours, but honestly, like an hour and 45 of this was going through all of the history and like how to bet stuff. So we're in the meat of the game finally. Welcome on in, everyone. Doing some Ninja Gaiden 2. Are you speedrunning that one as well? Welcome on in, everyone. If you don't know me, I'm Floating Platforms. I'm trying to beat every single US released original Game Boy game on actual cartridges, as well as every US released Philips CDI game on actual discs. We're doing a small block of CDI games, and then we'll get back to the Game Boy probably next week after we get through this. Doing a fun day at the races. You just have, there's no actual win condition. This is just play it and like have fun with it. So I made my own win condition of make a profit at the end of a day. Each day has 9 races, and so far I'm losing my teeth. So, second little channel. Okay, cool. Let me give you a shout out as well. Your specific main channel. And you're doing Ninja Gaiden 2 over there as well. How's Roger Rabbit coming for you? And thank you so much for the follow, by the way. I'm. Does the tote board show me anything up there? Okay, I don't care about it. We start out with $2,000. I have lost virtually everything so far. I'm done. Yesterday we did Felix the Cat's electronic comic book, and we did, what the hell was the day before that? Oh, Dark Fables of Aesop on CDI, which was a bunch of like just watching stories, and then we did a bunch of mazes. We got Backgammon coming up next, which I'm actually kind of excited for. And then another kids game. We're gonna save most of like the good CDI games for like the back half of the challenge. If anybody wants to vote for future Game Boy games, I pick all the CDI games myself, but if you want to vote for future Game Boy games, you can use that poll, and after we're done with the CDI block, we will run that poll for the future action and RPG game. In the muddy 7th of 9 races. Okay, he's a mutter. 2-1. First time in the 1K. Okay, maybe. Bad. Lost, barely lost last time. He's not a bad horse right there. Bad. Who said to look for the smiles? Mickey Rooney did. And for some reason, Mickey Rooney is in this game. I don't know why. Here, I'll show you a hot tip from Mickey Rooney.
Solid knocker, always good for a paycheck. Go with it.
Yep. Always good for a paycheck. Yeah, Roger Rabbit is a game that exists. Very true. I did have to play it on Game Boy, but it is a much, much different game. Very streamlined. Alright, so Bad is probably my number one. Oh, we got Goofy. First time in the 100K, but did really well in the 50K. Goofy could be a good. Ralph's Dream also did good. This might be a tight race. Oh, it went from 20 to 1 odds to 2 to 1? Yeah, All Smiles is a mutter, Gal. I think you got a shot at this one. I really have no idea. Like, I don't know, maybe he had like a reputation for being at the track a lot. Maybe he owned horses himself. Such a weird choice. All Smiles. But last time he was in the 100K, finished in 5th by 5 lengths at 2 to 1 odds. So, well, I think I'm going to stick with Bad and Goofy, even though they're not mutters. I think we have a shot at it. I'll go Goofy and we'll do that. Oh boy, I'm running out of cash. I need a good win. Fast. Tell you what, Gal, just for you, I'm gonna bet $10 on All Smiles to win. Oh, whoever I picked. Come on, whoever I picked.
Almost set for our next race already. The 5 horses starting to load. Let's go down to the starting gate and see who comes out on tops here.
And away they go. 1 broke away well, now 5 being sent to the lead. Number 2 coming through, 1 from the rail. 4 is starting to move up to pressure.
I need that 500. I don't know, he's coming out too hot. He's coming out too hot.
Number 5 setting up fast, early pace, goes clear, but can he keep it up? Number 1 starts to unwind, a powerful run at the rail, then 4, 3 and 2 coming late. But number 1
Come on,
is
Goofy.
out here, moving like a winner.
Oh, come on.
And number 1 just exuding class now as he goes away. Here's a late run from number 4, but 1 goes on to win it. 4 finished second, and number 3 took third.
You want to know something? It's true. You're better off winning on a favorite than losing on a long shot all the time.
That one hurts. Oh, thank you so much for the 500 bits. I very much appreciate that. I tried to will it into existence. He was just too hot out the gate. He was all smiles, and he forgot that it was a sprint and a marathon. I don't know the metaphor. I have 2 races left. 911. I almost have to pick like long shots at this point to have a chance of making a profit on this day. 911. Mutter. I don't know how to read this against past performances, like the handicap versus the maiden stuff, but did really well there, so I guess that makes sense. Sow's Ear. Looks like it's going to be a horrible pick, but I'm probably going to pick it. So Sumi. Also not very good. Breakfast. Ginza. Has a good jockey, 5 to 1, but not doing so hot. How much money do I have left? I have $485. We're going big. We're probably doing a second day, but we're going big right now. All right, $285 left. Let's just say Ginza here and 911 there. This is a surprisingly, like, I don't know, it's kind of fun to root the horses on.
Well, have you been doing so far?
Yeah, I'm not happy about any of these
Couple long
choices.
shots. I wonder what's going to happen in this one. The 5-horse just about loaded. Let's go to the start.
7 to 5 odds are not exciting enough for me. I'm a
Go.
degenerate.
Number 1 was off a little slowly. 2 broke well and goes for the lead. 5 in the center of the track is showing early
911's
speed.
gonna
Number
catch
3
up
now
pretty
pushing
easy.
between those 2 and 4 and 1 are at the back. Past the halfway point they go. Number 2, the grey on the inside, just in front. 3 in the orange.
About where Salzer's going to drop off.
5 being confidently ridden on the grandstand side in the blue, and here comes number 5 to tackle number 3. 2 is dropping out of it. 5-3, and look at the rail. Number 1 is coming
He's dropping out of it. Don't drop out of it.
4 getting into it. 5-1-4-5. Just want a tight photo over 1. Number 4 are closer.
I also like how they just kind of like zip right at the very end.
Tell you, let's get it straight, friends. Betting isn't fun. Winning is fun.
Yeah. Oh, I did win some money. Good. Welcome back, VPN. You're betting on 911. What did 911 get on that one? Second place, not bad. Yeah, it is actually surprisingly good. Like, it's a solid package overall. How much am I down by the day? I'm down $1,100 going into the last race. I need a big winner. We're gonna go for broke here. All right. Mozart, you're gonna be my boy. Got a good jockey. You definitely suck at racing. But you're gonna be my boy, even though you're not a mutter. You got Homeboy. That might be a no. Starts out really strong and then falls apart every time. Chris Baby. Yeah, even odds doesn't matter. Myra's Home. And it starts out strong, then falls way back. Mitzvah. I think it's Mozart. It's Mozart all the way. Partly because it has to be. We have to, like, get money. All right, what do I have? I have $300 left. So if I do $50 bets on, let's say, Mitzvah had a better chance than Homeboy. I probably shouldn't even bet those. Like, I'm like, if I win the big bet, whatever. I didn't do the math. We're probably doing a day 2. That's all I'm saying.
Almost set for our next race.
Moment number
Already
1.
the 5 horses starting to load. Let's go down to the starting gate and see who comes out on tops here.
Number 1 means we're done with the game right now.
And away they go. 3 was off a little slowly. 2 bounced away quickly and goes to the lead in the blue on the outside as 5. Number 1 in the green going smartly at the rail. Then 4 and 3 is last early. Number 2 has the lead. Number 1 in the green down at the rail, pressuring him.
Yeah, it might be
In third
Mitzvah.
is 5, then comes 4. Number
Oh,
3
Myra.
far back early. Now number 5 in the blue on the outside comes to tackle number 2.
Don't you dare, Chris Baby.
Down at the rail, 4 and 3. 3 is coming fast late. And here comes 3 now, and he's going fast to tackle 5. At the wire, 3 got up close home to beat 5. 4 finished third.
Well, Mozart didn't get last.
My good buddy, Charlie Whittingham, one of the greatest trainers of all time, the Eclipse trainer. He's told me one day, he said, Mick, you know, horses are like strawberries. I said, what do you mean, Charlie? He said they can look real good and sweet in the morning, but they give you a heck of a rash in the afternoon.
His quip is longer than the race. All right. So I lost. Okay, so it just goes into day 2 right away. So I think okay, so we do all races. Does it carry my money over too? It does. Okay. How do I draw money? Oh. Can I do that again right now? Because when you start a day, normally it's 2,000. So what I want to do is basically just like start off this day with another 2,000. And so like I need to end the day with more than 2,332 now. I think that's what it is. Galaxy Move to be invested in those cartoony tacks and you can throw at the feet of jump horses and plays better than you. I wish you could sabotage them. That'd be so good. There's like a whole section in the handicapping section, which tells you about like the history of horse racing and betting and stuff. There's like a whole section about cheating. And you don't get to do that in this game. I could just spend this entire... Like, a long shot has not won yet. Like, if I just keep on going for the long shots, I'm like guaranteed to win this game, right? We got another muddy one. Times Square. Virtually even odds. Lucky day. Iowa girl. Okay. Not a bad one. Censored. Censored sucked. Why is it 3-1 odds? And Peanuts did well. All right. Peanuts. Censored. We're going big in the beginning. All right, so it's 2-3-3-2 is what we need to beat.
I'm Trevor Denman. Welcome to the races. We have a field of 5 runners going in today's first race. They're starting to load in the gate right now. In fact, the flag is up. Let's go and see what happens.
I mean, the real cheese move is like I could just win the first race and then just bet like $5 and basically guarantee myself victory.
Number 4 is right there. 1 is showing early speed at the rail, and 3 content to sit in mid-pack. Past the halfway point they go, and number 2 has the lead. Number 5 being punched along on the outside. 3 is now looming the danger between horses. It's number 5 on the outside. 2 is hanging tough, and 3 coming between them. 1 with a late run at the rail. 2,
Oh,
5,
Peanuts.
1, 3.
Peanuts.
These 4. Number 5 now exerts his superiority, and 5 gets up to beat the 1. 3 finish third.
Yeah.
You got to make a bet every day. Otherwise, one day you're liable to get lucky and never know it.
Peanuts. That's huge. Okay, so we win this game. I'll still go through it. I'll still go through the whole day, but you know, we'll just do like fun bets mostly. Ah, damn. All right. Runs run. He only took like one. Runs sucks. Perturbation. Seems like why would it be 5-1 horses? That seems like the sure thing right there. Pretty. Okay, also pretty good. Mr. Beta. Oh yeah, by the way, I picked my nickname is Hambone. There's a bunch of different nicknames you can pick from. So I chose Hambone because that was the most interesting one to me at the time. Mr. Beta is also good. Here. All right, let's do like we got money, right? We'll do some exactas now. I think it's going to be Perturbation and Mr. Beta. Honestly, I could keep it. I'll do 100. I don't want to get too crazy. I don't want to do crazy bets that make me go under my limit there. Then I'll have to do a trifecta at some point here.
Let's continue with our next race. The 3-horse, a little restless loading in the gate, but I think he's just about set to go now. Let's see what happens in this one.
And away they go. They all broke in a very even line. Number 1 showing good speed. The 3 in the orange is now going up to take him on the outside. The 5.
That's good. Hang back until the end, Perturbation.
Number 5
That's right.
dropping far back. They turning for home now.
Right.
Number 1 down at the rail and number 3. Number 1 traveling
There you
very
go.
well at the
There you
rail.
go.
He puts
There you
away
go.
number
There you
3
go.
and set sail for home now.
Come on,
Number
Mr.
1 in
Beta.
front, number 3 trying
Time to
come back
shine.
on the outside. Now the grey number 2's coming late and 4 on the grandstand side is flying. 1, 2, 4 coming late at the wire. Number
They're
1
short.
from number 2. Number 4 a fast closing.
Welcome, Mallory. How are you doing? I'm not always this energetic. I will be honest.
Horses learn to talk like Mr. Ed. You'll never know how they feel before a race. Maybe they've got a headache or a toothache. So be sure and go and ask them.
Thank you again, Mickey. Damn it. Hambone. Yeah, if you catch me playing something like World Bowling on Game Boy, I am dead as a zombie playing a game like that. I mean, you know, it's gambling. It's fun. Gotta root on your horses. All right, we got success. Not bad. PDQ. Or like PDS. PD slow. Am I right? Sure. This horse is just named Fast. I mean, it did win. Misquote. Misquote's pretty good too. All right, Misquote. And we'll say... Wait, why is this not accepting? Oh no, it did. Okay.
Well, have you been doing so far? A couple of favorites, couple of long shots. I wonder what's going to happen in this one. The 5-horse just about loaded. Let's go to the start.
I mean, the odds are that the long shots are not going to hit again in this batch of 9.
One came away away smartly. 3 between horses, 5 on the grandstand side. 2 is off a step slowly, but 2 now just bounding through to go right up and join the leaders. 4 is tailed off last. Has the halfway point. 5 on the outside has the lead. The grey number 2 up to take him on. 3 is right there, and 1 is starting to come gamely down at the rail. 5 is getting weary. 2 is now coming to take the lead. 1 down at the rail, and 3 with a late rush. 1 gets the lead. 3 late
at the end.
wire. Number 3 gets up to catch the 1. 4 came late to get there.
Darn.
It's a long, long, quiet, very quiet walk home when you lose the whole bundle.
Putting too much stock in the long shots, I guess. Oh, Mr. Ed, you gotta pick Mr. Ed. Loverboy, I love their song. Newlywed. Some mutter. Yeah, Mr. Ed's not bad. Loverboy is not gonna win. Definitely gonna fall apart. Toothpick has a good chance. Sport, don't think so. I think I'm gonna pick Mr. Ed. Mr. Ed and Toothpick will be my exacta for this one. Yeah, I only got a 0 because I'm doing exactas. So if... And I am doing the boxing that they suggested, right? That means that, like, these horses have to come first or second, or else I lose overall. Because I'm already above my goal. I've won, so this is just fun money now.
Almost set for our next race already. The 5 horses starting to load. Let's go down to the starting gate and see who comes out on tops here.
And away they go. They all broke in a very even line. Number 1 showing good speed. The 3 in the orange is now going up to take him on the outside. The 5, number 4 lurking in.
Yeah, I could see Loverboy coming through, but with this hot start, it may not happen now.
Number 1 down at the rail, and number 3, number 1 traveling very well at the rail, though he puts away number 3 and sets sail for home now. Number 1 in front, number 3 trying to come back at him on the outside. Now the grey number 2's coming late, and 4 on the grandstand side is flying. 1, 2, 4 coming late at the wire. Number 1 won it from number 2. Number 4 a fast closing third.
Just
horse races are like trains. If one doesn't work, get on the next.
Yep. Horses are just like trains. Alright, let's do a trifecta on this one. Because that should be pretty easy. Like, I might just do like the favorites on the trifecta. Like I do Run Like Hell, Retire Rich, and Tease 1, 2, 3. Or maybe, yeah, something like that. Because we have 2 long shots. I'll do 2 bets here. Alright, we got Retire Rich. Definitely a solid horse. That's probably my number 1. Horsepower just completely falls apart. Run Like Hell. Yep. Comes from behind all the time. And it's a mutter. So that's my number 1. Tease is a good long shot. Didn't do well in the 100K, but did really well in the 50K. And then Jittery also just never does anything. Okay. Let's do a trifecta. Well, first we'll do I forget what the Quinella is. Whatever. We'll do a
You must choose at least 2 different horses for a Quinella bet.
Oh. I kind of forget what the quinella is. But we'll do it. And then, is this the trifecta? Yeah. Alright, run like hell. Fire rich. Ease. Go back to win, place, show. Yeah, jittery is garbage. But let's put a $20 bet on horsepower to win just for fun.
The 4-horse a little fractious to load, but I believe they have him in the gate right now. The 5 is going in. Let's go to the action.
It's sort of like playing all the numbers in roulette. How can I possibly lose with these options?
Hello, way to go. Number 3 came out fast and head straight to the lead. Number 2 showing good speed at the rail. 5 is there on the grandstand side.
Oh, jittery, look at you. You're going to fall apart real quick.
Now starting to run down at the rail. Into the final 1/8 of a mile now. Number 5 has gone clear on the outside, and 5 is clear, but 4 is coming
Oh,
flying. And number
jeez.
1 getting going late down at the rail. 5 hanging on tenaciously. 4 catching him slowly, and number
Come on,
1 is
3. You got to get up a little bit more. Come on, 3.
Number 1 takes off late, gets up to win it. Number 3 came on to get second, and 4 closer.
I guessed wrong on the swap.
So tell me, it's been bothering me. How come winners keep on winning and losers keep on losing?
I don't know, Mickey. Why did you do that movie where you pretended to be a human, like, giant adult baby? A lot of unanswered questions in the universe. I was close to the trifecta on that one. Alabuster. Cup of tea. Lady Luck. No, you drop out at the end. Blue Eyes. Oh. Kitchen Time. Also awful. If I hit action 2, does this cycle backwards? It does. Okay, let's do another trifecta. We'll just kind of go. We'll go like that. I don't want to play around too much with money because I do need to I do need to make sure I end the day with more than 23.32.
Almost set for our next
Did I put
race.
one as
Already the 5
third place? I
horses
think I
starting
did,
to load.
right?
Let's go down to the starting gate and see who comes out on tops here.
It's funny how I immediately forget my bets.
Hello, way to go. The 1 is showing good speed down at the rail. The 4 is also showing good early pace. The grey number 2 can't go with them, dropping back. Here comes the 3 to keep the pressure on them. The 5 is lagging far back. Number 4 now takes the lead, but number 1 at the rail is still running strongly. And the 1 takes the lead as they come for home. 4 is under pressure on the outside. It's number 1 running powerfully for the wire down at the rail, but now here comes the grey number 2, and number 3's flying late as well. 1 hanging on desperately from 2 and 3 at the
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Number 2, number 3, finish third.
Never, friends. Never say anything bad about a horse until he's been dead for at least 5 years.
Or he'll come back and haunt you. Ooh, a 99 to 1. We have to put some money on that. My desire. Yeah. Beta tester. What an appropriate name for a shitty horse. Alright, Mickey, what do you have to say about 99 to 1?
If it rains, pour it on. Otherwise, it's back to the rear of the pack.
What is that advice? Bet on it if it's muddy? Just because it's a mudder? If it rains, pour it on. Otherwise, they put it in the back of the water bag. Sounds mildly offensive. But a good horse. 3 to 5 odds on water bag. I don't know if I want to know what BCNU stands for. Okay. We'll do our trifecta. I'll say water bag, my desire. Let's go. Set that bet. Now we're going to also let's do a normal $50 bet on Beta Tester to win. Yeah.
The 4-horse a little fractious to load, but I believe they have him in the gate right now. The 5 is going in. Let's go to the action.
Wouldn't that be amazing if like they just had it coded to like automatically win if it shows up?
1 and 5 are off a little slow. 4 bounced away well. Now 2 goes to take the lead. 3 is right there. 5 and 1 trying to make up after that slow start. 2 and 4 are absolutely flying on the lead. Can they keep this fast pace up? 2
Probably
and 4
not.
are clear. 3 starting to close.
Come on,
5
Beta
the outside
Tester.
and 1 waiting for a late run at the rail.
No.
Now number 4 comes to tackle. 2 and 4 puts his head in front.
Come on.
3 is between them. 1 is unwinding a powerful run down at the rail though. 3 just in front from 4 down at the rail in the green. 1 flying. It's a photo finish. Ladies and gentlemen, please hold all tickets. The judges have called for a photo finish to decide the winner.
And actually, all the other horses were doping. Beta Tester
After
wins.
examining the photo finish, the judges have recorded the winner, number 4, second number 3, third number 1.
That was closer than I expected it to
There's
be.
no such thing as a happy loser around the racetrack. The only thing happy around a racetrack is the totalizator clerks.
The Beta Tester hacked the photo. Beta Tester was disqualified because he found a cheat that allowed him to loop around the track. He went outside of the bounds of the track. We got what, 2 more races? Bet on Bernie? I mean, if the game tells me to. Debbie's not bad. Why is it 10 to 1 odds? Panic is good. Dragster looks good. This is a good bunch of horses. Crutches does not look good at all. Yeah, he spammed the add money button. Alright, well. I'm keeping it simple because we have to not lose all that much. You know what? I'll just do this. As long as I don't lose like $800 in these next 2 races, we're fine.
Well, how have you been doing so far? A couple of favorites, couple of long shots. I wonder what's going to happen in this one. The 5-horse just about loaded. Let's go to the start.
And away they go. Off slowly was number 5. 3 broke best and goes to the lead from 1. Then comes 4. 5 recovering quickly in the blue on the outside and goes up to join them. Number 2 is last early. Number 3 is setting a fast early pace, being joined by number 1 in the green at the
Rutgers is
rail.
still in
In
it.
the blue on the outside, number 5 is
Oh my god, the
right
long
up
shot's gonna
alongside
win?
them, though. Number 5 on the outside goes right through to get the
Oh,
lead
never
from
mind.
3 in the orange, then 1. Number 4's coming late, and then number 2. 4 is kicking through late. 1 at the rail, 4 and 1. Number 4 got up to beat number 1. 2 ran on to be third.
Friends, if you had any one of these horses, tell the folks Mickey Rooney sent you.
Welcome, Nenson. How you doing? We are almost done with this game. I wish there was a way to, like, review my specific bets instead of just amount one. Like, it would have been nice to see. Final race. Here we go. Rocker. 21 odds. Not bad, honestly. Well bred. 5-1 odds and a mutter. That could be good too. Be good. Thank goodness. Yeah, like honestly, like the gameplay part of it has been like a half hour. 2 hours of this almost was like watching videos. Gonzalez is okay too. Petrus. Going up to a 50K claim. Aggressive. Lunch pail. Not too many bad options here, honestly. Yeah, for some reason the day summary does say I'm down 900, but I'm like... I'm not. Oh, you know what? I am actually technically down, aren't I? I guess it depends on how you look at it, right? Like if you talk about both days as a whole, I'm down by about 1,000, right? Because it was 2,000 the first day, and then I got another 2,000 for the second day. If you just take it day by day and say that I started the day 2 with the $2,300 that I started with, then I'm up for day 2. But I'm not up across both days. I could have picked a different nickname. Hambone spoke to me. Yeah, if I had reset, I'd be up. So I think it counts as a win. That's sort of my thinking too. Like instead of taking the time to reset the console and try again, I just carried over and made sure to not really factor in that extra 332. So how much can I bet? We'll just do a $50 bet to win, and we'll say that's it. It's more fun than I expected. I think it would be fun to play with people as well. Although a little bit more tedious while watching everybody bet.
And away they go. Broken up, perfect line. Number 1 down at the rail going for the lead. Number 2, the grey, is showing good early speed. 4 broke well, but can keep up at the fast pace. Number 3 in the orange comes through third. And
yeah, I could have tried to math it out to see if I could get 4 grand.
Point, and 1 and 2 are in their own private little match race early on. 2 now puts his head in front from 1.
Oh, lunch pail's gonna
get a little weary. On the outside now,
make it competitive.
number 5 flying, and 4 unwinds a late run. 2, 5 is clear. 4 and 3 are coming late. 5 can find no more, and 4
Tetris was the one.
5 tired to third.
The French name of Tetris got it done.
Ladies and gentlemen, please
Oh,
note we
inquiry.
have a steward's inquiry. The stewards will be evaluating the stretch run to see if the winner crossed over the second place horse. Please hold all tickets.
Oh, nice. At least we get to see a unique thing at the
Ladies and
last.
gentlemen, after viewing the videotapes of the race, the stewards have ruled there will be no change in the order of finish.
You want to know something? It's true. You're better off winning on a favorite than losing on a long shot all the time.
Didn't win. Wah-wah. So there we go. That's it. There's nothing else I can do. Yeah, if there's internet playback on this one, could have been fun. Like I said, I grew up with a VCR game about horse racing, and that was fun to play. Basically, you just have like little betting slips that you like write on before like you press play on the tape. Problem is, you can only do it so many times before you memorize what was going to happen. But there we are. A great day at the races indeed. A very long one going through all of the different video sections, but hopefully some people learned something. And it's good to at least have this, you know, shown. Oh yeah, the demo I think is just, like, it just shows the races. It doesn't... I'll quickly do it, but I'm pretty sure this is just showing you an example race.
I'm Trevor Denman. Welcome to the races. We have a field of 5 runners going in today's first race. They're starting to load in the gate right now. In fact, the flag is up.
It's just
Let's go
an
and see what
example
happens.
thing. Yeah, it's so strange that Mickey Rooney is in there. I hope that we get credits when we hit exit, because I'm curious if it was Al Michaels doing the video stuff.
Then comes 4, 5 recovering quickly in the blue on the outside and goes up to join them. Number 2 is last early. Number 3 is setting
Dr.
up fast early
Bones.
pace, being joined by number 1 in the green.
I
and
love the horse
royal.
names
In
that they
the blue
picked.
on the outside, number 5 is bounding right up alongside of them though. Number 5 on the outside goes right through to get the lead from 3 in the orange, then 1. Number 4 is coming late, and then number 2. 4 is kicking through late, 1 at the rail, 4 and 1. Number 4 got up to beat number 1. 2 ran on to be third.
So close, Dr. Bones.
Did you ever notice? The winners at the racetrack wear a big, broad smile on their face, and the losers keep saying, "Who's in the next race?"
And we end on those words of wisdom from Mickey Rooney. No, please don't. It just auto plays it. No, no. We are not doing that. All right. Let's stop the timer. Make sure I get this in here. 2 hours, 40 minutes. But again, like, just because I did 2 days worth, I think, yeah, like an hour and a half of that was just watching stuff. But anyway, there we go. Great day of the races. All done. Oh my god, these credits. I could not have asked for a better ending image. They put a lot of effort into this game. Oh, there's the cartoon. Greg Burns. Okay, so the illustrator did get credit. And it was not Al Michaels. It was Gil Stratton. Arlington Park Racetrack? The potential future home for the Chicago Bears? Oh no, that's a different one. That's Arlington Heights, I think. Someone had some fun coming up with a bunch of fictitious horse names. There we go. There we go. Great way to end it. Great way to end a great day at the races.